Cyclones, huge floods endanger thousands in southern Africa. Johannesburg. Rapidly rising floodwaters have created an Mozambique's swollen rivers have already flooded huge expanses of the country, and continued rains are causing the waters to rise, endangering people on rooftops and clinging to treetops, said emergency workers. Mozambique's Punguio and Buzi rivers have overflowed, creating inland people. 4 tons of high-energy biscuits are being airdropped Monday as part of 20 tons of food that WFP will distribute, he said. A statement says the extent of the damage is not yet known as many areas remain impassable. With key roads washed, WFP says the city could face a serious Cyclone Eve created massive damage as it swept across central Mozambique, before dropping huge amounts of rain in Zimbabwe's eastern mountains. That rainfall is its. Satellite images are helping the rescue teams to target the most critical areas, said Haga. The waters have flooded a swath of land more than 30 miles wide, flooded in central Mozambique, said the aid group, Save the Children. The lives of more than 100,000 people are at risk from the overflowing rivers, said the group in a statement. The statement says torrential rain is still lashing the region, adding that Buzi town could be entirely submerged within 24 hours. Save the Children, which works in coordination with Mozambique's government, says 3 trucks of relief items are on their way to Beira, the major city in the affected region which took The flooding disaster is also affecting Malawi and Zimbabwe, where hundreds are dead, many more are missing and thousands are at risk. Mozambique's President Filipe Nyusi has said the death toll could reach as high as 1,000. Although emergency hardest hit is Mozambique's Beira port, a city of 500,000 where thousands of homes have been destroyed. The city and surrounding areas have no power and nearly all communication lines have been destroyed. Beira's main hospital, the medical charity Doctors Without Borders, said its work in Beira and other local health centers had ceased. In Zimbabwe, the death toll has risen to 98, the government said. The mountain town of Malawi's government has confirmed 56 deaths, 3 missing, and 577 injured amid the severe flooding. Rivers have burst. Neighboring Tanzania's military airlifted some 238 tons of emergency food and medicine to the 3 affected countries. Follow Africa News at https://twitter.com/apafrica. Search for location/city.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,